Hello everyone, I'm going to be presenting my land maps assignment today. Okay, so getting started, the first place I chose was Kingston, Ontario. I spent a lot of time here growing up as a child. It's pretty close to my cottage. Not only that, I think the history of Kingston is really neat, and I just really like it there, especially because of all the history with the penitentiary and everything like that. I think it's a really cool spot. It's about 3 hours away, as you probably all know, and it's also home to Queen's University and St. Lawrence College. So, moving along, the Kingston is actually situated on the Huron-Wendat territory. It's a pretty big region, so it's located south and east of Georgian Bay, north and west of Lake Simcoe. So, like I said, pretty large region. It's actually divided into 4 main Iroquois-speaking tribes. So the largest one and the very first one is called the Bear Tribe. Next we have the Cord Tribe. There's also the Rock Tribe, and finally the Deer Tribe. So many lakes and rivers made this a desirable land for hunting and fishing, as well as gathering. There was just so much resources. That's why it was so popular for many people because of this. Most people actually left in 1950s though for Quebec, but today it's actually occupied by mostly Algonquin-speaking Ojibwas. Almost 3% of Kingston's population identifies as Aboriginal, which really isn't that much. Putting it into numbers, it's around 3,485. So going more into depth with those statistics, 64% of that 3,485 number identify as First Nations, 21% identify as Métis, and around 1.7% identify as Inuit. This unfortunately is a 2011 statistic. Stats Canada, this was the most recent one they provided. I could not find any more recent information. So hopefully the numbers have increased of Indigenous people. So in Kingston, they're having events such as Indigenous art shows. Most of them, and the main theme sometimes, are dream catchers and cornhusk dolls, which cornhusk dolls are really cool and they're really popular, probably still now. So the main part about them was to use every single part of the corn, to be resourceful, not to waste. So they just take the corn husks, and the way that they fold them and tied them, they made them into little dolls for like the children and things like that, which I think is very sweet. Very popular, very traditional. I'm sure it is today as well. So there's also powwows. However, right now, no powwows are going on. So I have a little map here. So we have the Wendat territory in the pink. It's a pretty wide, large region. There's some neighboring places like Erie down at the bottom there. Okay, so the next place I chose was Bowmanville, Ontario. It's around 40 minutes away from Fleming College in Peterborough. This is where I've been for the last 7 years. I really like it here. I think the history of Bowmanville is really cool as well. It's a very historic town. And it's also growing too, which is kind of neat. So it is called, let me move it a bit. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Territory of the Mississauga and Chippewas of the Anishinaabe people. So it's known today as the Williams Treaty of the First Nations. It's originally home to mostly Ojibwe and Iroquois. Today, Durham actually has a large Métis community and the Mississauga Nation as well. Looking for events and things, there isn't a whole lot going on right now. However, there is an online conference hosted by St. Paul's. It's a Circle of Friends. So, like I said, it's an online conference. They have many guest speakers. You can buy tickets to it. It's a very nice, informational, educational event. Other than that, there's been a lot more awareness, I find, in schools. Orange Shirt Day just happened, things like that. Other than that, there isn't too much going on for events. And I just wanted to touch back on the population statistics. So it is noted that apparently 46,315 people are identified as Indigenous in Toronto and the GTA, which is actually an increasing number, which I think is very cool. So here are my resources, and that concludes my presentation. So thank you all for listening.